Right. So this Sunday evening, then we're catching up with LauraLambe, and we're bringing her on for several reasons. Like we've worked before in the past for a few years with the physique side of things, and we're going to talk a little bit about that. And then one of the other big reasons for bringing Laura on is like she's someone who balances the fitness training side of things with the business side of things, career side of things, and she does very well at most things that she sort of puts her sort of hand to. So you'll do a better introduction than I ever will. So tell us a little bit about Laura in terms of what you do, where you live, and everything you kind of got going on at the moment.
Okay, well, I live in London. I've been living here now nearly 2 years, and I work in the finance industry. So I work in a hedge fund with investment risk team. So my role in work is basically I sit with the CEO and I guide him on a daily basis on basically the profit he's making and losing in the investment risks. So as a firm, we manage over 18 billion worth of assets globally. So it's very high pressured. There's a lot of pressure on my shoulders to give him the right answer at the right time and to be fully updated with the markets and what's moving. So I've been doing that now for about a year. Before that, I worked on the credit desk, on like the trading side, which was pretty fun too. Again, very high pressured, fast-paced environment. So I do that 7 to 6 most days, so 11-hour days. It's good fun. And after then I train. So I train about 5 days a week now. Sort of mixture between bodybuilding and CrossFit. Don't follow a specific program, and the only program I've ever followed is yourself. I got all my nutrition from you, and basically all my foundation of training from you.
Yeah, so we're going to, like, again, just for the purpose of those ones watching this, we're going to kind of break this into 2 parts. We're going to talk a little bit about the fitness, physique, training side of things first and foremost, because you were in that category. And it must be 3 years ago since
about 3 years ago maybe now.
Worked together, and even up to recently in April whenever you went to Vegas and stuff. Still doing a little bit and whatnot. So let's go back to the very start, because you had a relevant point in terms of you'd done done certain things in the past, training wise, nutrition wise, and whatnot. Talk us through in terms of where you were before we started to work together, in terms of where you were with fitness, nutrition, and your sort of interest in that.
Okay, before I got in touch with you, I basically just played Gaelic football. So I played Gaelic football for about 10, 11 years. Never done any weightlifting training, anything like that. Never had any diet or nutritional guidance. So I was basically joining you completely fresh. The only reason I did join you was I was friends and still am with Gemma Toner. So I had seen that you had been training with her, and the physique that she had was a physique that I sort of aspired to. But that was it. That was the only reason. I didn't ever aspire to be compete or do any bikini competitions, and I never thought it would lead to the mindset that I have now.
Awesome. Let's talk about then in terms of things that you were stuck with or struggling with, if you can think back to that time a few years ago. We came in and we done the muscle building side of things. What particular things were you struggling with or stuck with or confused about at that time?
How to train in a gym primarily. So going from having absolutely no experience to training in a gym, and literally not knowing how to squat, deadlift, anything like that, or even just how to use any machines, like just how to have any gym confidence. So I went from having zero to that to being fully confident training in the gym whenever I was finishing up with yourself. And on the diet side, absolutely no idea. Like I had no idea what a macro was, no difference between carbs, proteins, anything like that. And in my head, I thought if you wanted a good physique, you had to literally just eat salads and maybe like loads of chicken and broccoli. Like I never thought you could have had the flexible dieting. I never thought you could have led an active social life. I am a very active social person. I go out nearly every weekend with friends. I never thought I could get a good physique and continue to do that until I started training with you.
Yeah, so let's take it from the start. And you came in and we spent almost like the first year just to give people relevance in terms of where we were. Like you could run like 5'8", 65 kilo, I think it was starting out. And she had a bit of background and a starting point from there. what happened whenever we started to work together, particularly with those kind of that first year, those first 12 months?
Yeah, so whenever I started you, I would have described myself as like a skinny fat person. I
I'm
was
glad
never
you said those words and not me.
I was never overweight, but I definitely had no tone as what all girls would describe. I didn't have nice shapely glutes. I was very body conscious. Had pretty low self-esteem and self-confidence in respect to that. Didn't overly like being in a bikini or anything like that. So once training with you, I really noticed huge difference in my physique, and primarily in the first year. Especially my legs and my glutes which were definitely big factors in my self-confidence. So yeah, that went through the roof. And my strength, completely surprised myself with the weights I could lift in the gym and with comfort. I always thought if you lifted big weights in the gym, you would have got like very bulky or kind of a physique that I didn't want. I actually remember saying to you that I didn't want like big like rugby legs, and in my head I thought if you squatted you would have got big rugby legs, and like I still squat a lot to this day and I am not bulky in the slightest. So that was a big eye opener.
Yeah, we'll perhaps put some photos underneath and of comparisons
Yeah.
of whatnot. With regard to how things changed for you, with regards to body confidence, self esteem, like you
Yeah.
pretty much did get the physique and the body that you wanted, and probably
Big.
beyond. Like we'll put the photos up, like because
Yeah.
they were still some of the best we've done, and the
Yeah.
before and after side of things. So we'll get them up. With regards to the body confidence side of things, the self esteem, and how that changed over that time. Like you went from someone who wouldn't wear a bikini to actually getting on stage wearing
Yeah.
a bikini like
Yeah.
a year and a half later. How did that
Yeah.
then carry over? Because I say you haven't always lived in London, you were in Belfast, so you were working for City, I think it was. So
Yeah. Yeah.
how did all of this carry over in terms of getting to the point where you were happier, better body confidence, better self esteem? How did that carry over then to other aspects of life, such as career?
Yeah, I think it taught me a lot of self-confidence and self-discipline. So obviously if you're training and you're providing a lot of like commitment and discipline over the weekends, especially into like food prep, going to the gym, organizing your workouts, that naturally trickles into other aspects of your life. I had like leveled up my fitness and my health and my mindset towards that. Like I was fully energized, I had great sleep. I always suffered with anxiety. That was completely gone. There was just so much more space in my mind for positive things. And that got me to look at other aspects of my life that, okay, I was spending so much time in the gym bettering that, but what else in my life could I better? So it really just opened my eyes in that. And it made me realize that I was underachieving in so many different aspects of my life, as in my career, my relationships with friends, family, and the kind of people I was surrounding myself with. There would be more negative people, people that weren't really on the same path as me, people that weren't really inspiring or motivating me. So yeah, it just gave me a real kick up the ass really to look at all aspects of my life and how I was just kind of dwindling through life, and rather than really just going for it. So especially when I got my self-confidence and I could see that I had the discipline to carry through from having a goal to actually achieving that goal. And once I was able to do that, and like you say, get on stage, it really opened up the door to take me to a completely different level.
Yeah, let's go in a little bit deeper into how things have carried over. Talk us through in even more detail with regards to mindset and you believing that you're underachieving.
Yeah.
Tell us more about what you're actually doing now in terms of your move to London, and even you're now starting like you've kind of like taken or starting to take a bit of a left turn now with a new business and sideshow and career that you're looking to get on the go as well. So again, just relating that back to the confidence, the self-esteem, the positive mindset, the change and
Yeah.
all of that.
Yeah, so I have a really good mindset now. It's an extremely strong mindset, if I do say so myself. That basically came, and it definitely did come from yourself and what you opened my eyes to. You were the first kind of person that I ever came across that would have been interested in reading mindset books and kind of how you could change your mindset out to a positive outlook. I had never really interacted with anybody like that before. So that was a big step. So once I got the confidence to move to London, yeah, I basically went for a job in London that I knew I wasn't qualified to do, if that makes sense. But because I had surrounded myself with such good people, Sharon Clark in particular, um, She's a lady that you train, and I'm sure a lot of people follow her on Instagram. Yeah, she basically told me to just go for it, like not to wait about until I was fully qualified for something. So if I hadn't had her, and if I hadn't had fitness in my life, I wouldn't have had the confidence to do that. So I applied for a job that I wasn't fully qualified, but I got it. Moved to London, and yeah, as you say, I've now recently just started a new sideline business that I plan to develop and scale up to the point where I can take a step back from my day-to-day job and do that full time. But if it wasn't for my self-belief, my complete discipline to anything I put my mind to, my commitment, and my self-confidence in realizing that if I can smash a goal of any sort, then I can take that motivation, that discipline, that hard work, and just transfer it to anything.
Yeah, so you talk a lot about the discipline side of things and the commitment. And whenever I researched you a few days ago, it was on the back of you posting up like I actually get stuff from you and your Instagram stories with your planning, and I've seen your whiteboard over there
Yeah.
on the left hand side. In terms of discipline, the committed side of things, let's talk a bit more about your organization side of things and how you actually managed to fit so much shit in to your
Yeah.
day to day. Because so you've got, like, to put things into perspective here, you've got a pretty high demanding job. You get in your CrossFit here, you're still in incredible shape. So you get your nutrition in, and you spend time on your own self development. Plus, you have your other side show career on the go as well. Like,
Yeah.
talk through, for those who are in a similar position who don't have time, or who don't have time to do all of these things. Share some knowledge, give us some wisdom.
Yeah.
If you want to
So
show
if
us
I
your
give you,
whiteboard, whatever,
yeah,
let's let's uh let's see what this actually looks like and how you manage to do all of this stuff.
yeah. So I start my day pretty early. So my alarm goes off religiously at 5 a.m. every day. I never have my phone beside my bed. It's always on the other side of my room. So when the alarm goes off, I get up. It never hits snooze. A great trick that I have is the first thing when I get up, I put my earphones in, religiously, and listen to a motivational video. You can get loads of them on YouTube. They're brilliant. Some of them are really good. Gary Vee does pretty good ones. But yeah, stick the earphones in when you're brushing teeth, getting ready for work, and get your mindset ready for the day. Strong, positive mindset. How you start your day is definitely how you end your day. So I get up, get ready for work, and then about 5:30, quarter past 5:30, I do an hour of studying. So I have courses that I do for my sideline business. I bang out maybe 2, 3 in the morning, depending on how long they are. Then walking to the tube, I have a 20-minute commute to work. That's when I catch up on my markets for work, read the Financial Times, see what's happened the day before, get in, do my work. At lunchtime, I always either have a client call for my own sideline business, nothing to do with my job. So I would go to a local coffee shop, either eat my lunch there and do work, or basically just do work and eat lunch when I come back. Very disciplined when it comes to training. So as soon as I finish work, I go straight to the gym. CrossFit has opened my eyes to training in a high intensity but in short time. So I can get my workout done in about 45 minutes to an hour. I always have a plan the night before, always have my bag packed the night before, so I never miss it. And I know exactly what I'm doing as soon as I go into the gym, so I don't waste time. Again, coming back on the train, again, 20 minutes, I would read a book. Never, if you're going to read something or spend some part of your day, make sure it's worthwhile. So I never read any non-fiction stuff anymore. Any romantic novels are all gone. I would always read something to do with either business. Pretty good. Again, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, bang out. Come home, get dinner. Again, prep from the night before or on a Sunday. I always have all my meals prepped. I never waste time cooking during the week. I always have my meals prepped for lunches and snacks and breakfast and work. It's the only way to keep on top of your nutrition. Do another bit of work before I go to bed, and then I get into bed and I have a gratitude journal. So it helps me calm my brain down before I go to sleep. So I would always write down maybe 3 or 5 things before I go to sleep. And I'm in bed sleeping for about 9:30, 10:15. I don't watch any Netflix. I don't read any magazine things or whatever anybody else does before they go to bed. It's literally a quick shower, pack my night before, and as you say, I have a whiteboard that I plan my life on. So I'm very much for having your day and your week planned, so it's in front of you, and I put it beside my dressing table so I see it every morning. and anything I don't do on it. So I have like a column for whatever thing I need to do in the day. And whatever thing I don't do, I circle in the big red marker and write why I didn't do it. So you're never going to get your day perfect. There's always going to be something that crops up. Maybe you're just feeling shitty. Maybe you're working longer, but you have to understand why you haven't done something and how you can address that and move forward. So a few days last week, for example, I didn't get my morning meditation done. So I meditate for 10 minutes every day before I leave. I didn't get my morning meditation done. It's simply down to the fact I got out of bed and had a drama of getting ready for work because I hadn't got my outfit out the night before. So that was knocked in the head, and I started then obviously putting out my work clothes, and that was fine. So just things like that, realizing where your downfalls are, everybody fails, and it's about embracing the failure, learning from it, and moving forward.
Awesome. This is super. How much of in terms of where you are now with that level of commitment, organization, planning, how much of that do you put down to having first looked at things such as what you described earlier with the body confidence and self-esteem, looking after your own wellness and health first? Do you think you would be where you are now if you hadn't have done the other?
No. Where I am now, hand on heart, is 100% down to health and fitness. 100%. Anybody that ever asks me why I train so much, or even now in work, why don't I eat certain things like office treats and things like that? Like, my mind is so clear every day because my health and fitness is at the optimum level. Like, I do view myself as an athlete. I do view myself as somebody who is eager and wanting to be at the top of my game. So I fuel my body for that. It helps my energy. My energy levels every day are consistently sky high. I never have crashes. I watch what goes into my body. I sleep so well. I never have any anxiety, never have any like issues, as in like I'm never dwell on things too long, no negative mindset. So if it wasn't for the gym, and if it wasn't for realizing how important health is for your mindset and having a clear mind, like eating well goes hand in hand with sleeping, and sleeping well goes hand in hand with your energy. Like, it's just a knock-on effect to everything. And fitness, for most people that I know train because it's such a stress relief. Like, if you want to do well and if you want to succeed in life, you have to understand that it's going to come with a huge level of stress, because you're pushing your mind a lot further than what the normal mind would ever want to do. So if you are busting out and putting headphones in and going to the gym for an hour, like, you feel amazing after it. And like, whenever you have that burst of energy and that feeling great, like, there's literally no stopping you.
Lastly then, because we could go in like, we could chat like hours on level of stuff. Lastly, for someone who's in a similar career, or maybe just starting out and looking at you, who seems to have literally got everything together, like their health, fitness, confidence, career, it seems like it's in all in one place. There's someone who's perhaps stuck in a place, or they're in similar jobs, whatever it may be to you, and don't have their shit together just as much as you do. What kind of advice, if you were to give advice, like to summarize things in a few sentences to that person to do and implement, what would you say to them?
First and foremost, get yourself if you wanted to do well in fitness. It could be a business mentor or somebody who you inspire to be. Reach out to them, follow them on Instagram, get off people's Instagrams who are, get a mentor. Secondly, get and not actioning on them. The goal is just a pipeline dream unless you have actually a day-to-day calendar and what you need to do to smash out those actions to get that goal. So organize yourself. It could be a diary, a whiteboard like I have mine. I put it up quite a lot on Instagram so you'll be able to see it. But yeah, organize yourself and commit to actioning. If you're not actioning, understand why you're not actioning. Is it your peer group? Is it your family? Sort it out. And finally, sort out your health and fitness. Like, if you get your health sorted this year, the sky's your limit. Like, you'll go so much further than what you will if you are binge eating, smoking, drinking. Like, you're not going to go anywhere. So yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, and I was just literally off before I came on to speak with you. I was on with a client and we were talking about those exact things in terms of goals. And she's like, well, I have them in my head. It's like, you need to get those down on paper and you need to be real evaluating those on a daily and weekly basis in terms of
Yeah,
what steps have you taken to do that. If at the end of the week you haven't done that, why has that not happened? And holding
yeah.
yourself accountable or being accountable to somebody else with regards to that. Last thing, if people watch this, they're like, I want to follow this person. Where can they go to like keep up with your stuff and your lifestyle and everything you've got going on?
I pretty much put everything that I do on Instagram, so you will see all my stuff to do with my business on it, my organizational skills you'll see on there, and my fitness journey and my food, everything that's on my Instagram. And actually I put my Instagram details at the bottom of this.
I sure will. Tell us now what they are anyway.
It's basically just LauraLambe.
And it's lamb with an E, isn't it?
Lamb with an E. Yeah.
Awesome, super. Thank you very much.
No worries, Ashley. Thank you so much for your time.